Hey guys, I hope my phone audio cooperates. I noticed in the last video that the one channel cuts out right about the time when I hunkered down with that helicopter's front dial. Now I have a few addendums. I felt like, isn't that how a teenage girl starts every sentence? I feel like you'll notice that hidden out of view, I have my cheat sheet of what I wanted to mention. From this point on, you're not supposed to ever see that. Why do I do this to myself, man? A note. I've been thinking about the upcoming restorations, and I've been struggling. I've been half afraid to do them because I can't keep anything on topic. Or that's not necessary. I babble incessantly. And I was told by a commenter, why don't you get to the point? An older guy, and he just doesn't feel like it. And I understand that, man. I feel the same way oftentimes. So I have to apply my feelings to my own garbage creation and try to do better. Having said that, I'm going to allow myself the freedom of time. I'm not going to try to keep it to 5 or 10 minutes. I'm just going to try to keep it on topic. Okay? So I feel like I left you guys a little short on the front panel. I think I touched on the controls really well, but I kind of glossed over the front panel. Okay? And let's see, what's next on the list? Type of restoration than existing condition, okay? I want to ask you something, man, and you need to think about this. If you have vintage gear, you need to think about this, man. What kind of restorer are you going to be? Are you going to be a purist? See that pile of caps? Both electrolytic and wax-covered paper caps? Those all came out of a vintage AM tabletop radio, an RCA 16X2 that I've got up on my shelf up there, mid-restoration, which is a no-no. Once you start the restoration, you complete it. You don't have six in progress with bags of caps. But I'm talking about the purist. Are you going to be a purist? What are you going to do with vintage caps, the wax and paper? You can take that apart. You unroll one end, you can put the modern part right back in it. And if they came out of a radio and were wax covered, you just melt a little wax and you redip it, and you can't tell it was restored. You can bring that AM tabletop radio to full modern standards and have it look stock underneath. I've done that to a Crosley receiver. So you're probably not going to go that far. Here's another example. What bag is this? My Heathkit C3 capacitor checker. That is the bag of vintage parts that came out of it. To me, that has historical significance, especially on a Heathkit. And I saved all the parts, the OEM parts. They go in a bag, including the power cord. And if that radio gets sold, the bag goes with. But regarding being a purist or not, a lot depends on the condition of the unit that you buy, right? If the unit is like that's in near pristine condition, you have no choice to make, right? But what I've been dwelling on mentally, I'm going to try to get a shot of it. Couple things, okay? And this is on the HW16. It's not a transceiver, it's a trans receiver. It has a full receiver in it, and the transmitter has to be controlled by an external VFO or crystal. Okay, couple things on this HW16. I've been obsessing on them since that last video. This is where I felt I shortchanged you. What are you going to do, man? Do you have a plan? Are you going to try to make the thing look brand new? If so, this condition is very, very good, but yet not perfect. If you're going to make it look brand new, what are you going to do with that scratch? What are you going to do with that scratch? What are you going to do with that crystal socket on the bottom? God, I wish I could. I'm bending over. See the crack right under the screw? What are you going to do, man? You going to buy a new Heathkit crystal socket? You can. You'll pay for it. You'll probably pay 10 or 15 bucks for that, but are you? You can. The bigger question is, what do you do when you buy vintage units and the external condition is poor? Okay, a lot of paint chips, a little bit of rust. Especially, it likes to rust on the bottom edge and on the corners where the paint always wears off, right? Even on these units. Oh, I got lucky though. Look at the corners, man. You know, here's a bit of raw metal right there. What are you going to do, man? You going to touch that stuff up? Or are you going to call it character? On that, I'm calling it character. On the DX60, there's almost nothing to be done. The receiver, those little scratches, not me, man. I'm going to leave them. I'm calling that part of its character. The bigger question, and I keep getting back to this, what if the condition is poor? Relatively poor. What are you going to do, man? You going to call the grandpa of time? Or are you going to make it look pretty and nice? If you're going to make it look pretty and nice, be prepared. You're going to lose lettering. You may lose the lettering and the dial demarcations. If you have to repaint the whole front panel, you can get spackle paint in the original OEM Heathkit colors. That's not a problem. That won't stop you from making a rusty-ass old Heathkit look brand new. You can also get those water slide-on decals for everything. You're going to go to that extent? If you buy a vintage Heathkit and it doesn't, and it needs all that stuff, and it's got relatively poor, looks like it's been through the ringer, you can still call that the character of a Heathkit. Some do, some don't. What you gonna do, man? Are you a purist? What you gonna do, man? Look at that electrolytic capacitor. Look at that electrolytic capacitor. Is she not stunning? Yeah, she is, guys. As are these old waxed paper capacitors. The question for me is, what am I gonna do? Now this is getting a little bit into part 3 probably, but that's not focused. That's what it's not. That's freaking pristine, man. A pristine DX60 in the year 2021? Are you kidding me? And you think I'm not going to restuff the beautiful electrolytic capacitor cans? I doubt it has any of these. But if it does, what am I going to do, man? I'm restuffing them. All of these Heathkits. I'll tell you what my plan is. I'm going to restuff all the caps and make these things look OEM. When you pop their top or lift their skirt, they're going to look OEM, man. That's what I'm going to do. But what's your plan? Think about it. Just think about it. What will you do about the light scratches on the front panel if it looks kind of nice already? But if it looks like a piece of shit, what are you going to do? That's fine. Can you live with that? Or would you like to do a full-blown restoration and end up with a radio that looks new? Believe it or not, there's guys out there that have stripped a Heathkit down to its individual part, including screw, nut, and washer. Everything. The PC boards, bare. And they'll download the manual, and they'll relive the experience of building a Heathkit. They test each individual part before putting it back in, and they end up with a brand new Heathkit. Can you imagine the project that would be? Man, if I were 30 years old again, I might like to do that. Not at the age of 62, almost 63 in a few weeks. You know, I have too much to do. I can't. It's a matter of time. Speaking of a matter of time, this is going on 11 minutes. I bid you wellness, happiness, joy, and a wonderful year this year. Okay, that's the end of my errata. Part 1 errata in the books. 73, and have a good day, guys. Bye now.